Hey guys, I don't have a long time. Why have I never seen this in my videos before? I crack myself up sometimes when I do the videos and the things that completely distract me. Like I suddenly am seeing things that I wouldn't normally see. So, back on point. I'm gonna reel it in. Sometimes I just feel like I need to put some things out into, sorry, I lost my signal. Sometimes I feel like I just need to put some things out into the airways, into the atmosphere. I need to take what I carry on the inside of me, which is so much hope, so much knowing by the Spirit of God. I need to take it and I need to just release it, because like Jesus said, and I'm going to risk scandalizing, I know I'm going to risk scandalizing some of you, like I may just lose some of you as friends as soon as I say this, but Jesus said of himself, he said, my words are spirit and they are life. And what you have to understand about Jesus is that he did the things that he did not as God. Yes, he was 100% God as concerns his spirit, the invisible part of him. His spirit man was 100% God. But everything else was 100% man. And he did what he did not as God, but as a man full of the Spirit of God. He had to do it that way. He had to do it that way. If he did what he did as God, then he could not have been our substitute. And everything that he did would have been in vain. It would have been absolutely in vain. It would have accomplished nothing. He had to do it as our legal representative, as a human legal representative upon the earth. He had to do it that way. So when he said those words, my words are spirit and they are life, what that means that we who have union with Christ, we who have the indwelling Spirit of God on the inside of us, when we speak, our words are spirit and they are life. When we speak words that are in agreement with God, when we allow the Spirit of God to speak through us, when you allow your words to be Spirit-led, when you open up and you yield your mouth as an instrument of righteousness, when you yield your mouth as an instrument of faith and power, your words, just like Jesus, are spirit and they are life. So when I say, like I did at the beginning of this video, that sometimes I feel like I need to take what I have on the inside, take what I feel and I'm sensing on the inside, the hope and the knowing that I have about certain things, and I need to just put it into the atmosphere. It's because they are spirit and they are life, and they go long distances and travel much further than just the natural ears that are able to hear them. They impact these words that I speak and words that you speak by the Spirit of God. They impact things in the spirit realm on a much broader scale than what you realize. They travel far and they do great things and they move things and shake things and shift things and shake the realms of darkness if you're speaking as one who has authority, like I do. Not to pat myself on the back, but if you follow me on Facebook, you know I speak as one who has authority, because I know what I've got and I know that he's entrusted me with his authority, and I'm not afraid to use it, and by golly, I am going to use it every possible chance that I can, and I use it every single day to benefit people, as many people as will let me. I do it, and sometimes people that don't know that they're being benefited by it, I do it every single day. So what I want to put out into the atmosphere, into the airways today, to begin just so those words that are spirit and life can begin to wage warfare against negative things that have been put into the atmosphere over this nation. I want to say that God is not done with America yet. America has not seen her glory days. her best glory days are not behind her. Our best glory days are yet to come. And the enemy, who is trying desperately to destroy this constitutional republic, is not going to win. He's not going to win. And these people who have yielded themselves as pawns, as instruments of unrighteousness, these people are they're just pawns in the enemy's hands. They need freedom just like we do. And they've only been challenged in the past to a very small degree. The body of Christ, until just recently, has not been posing very much of a threat to the kingdom of darkness operating in our government and in this nation. But that is changing. That is changing. That is changing. Folks, listen. That is changing. And I don't care what you see when you look around you. I don't care what you hear. And listen, I'm doing this as a direct opposition to all of the doomsday prophets that are on Facebook. Maybe some of them are legitimately called, but they need some serious training. They need to sit down and have somebody teach them a thing or two, because all this doomsday prophesying about the judgment of God is coming to America because of the LGBT movement and because of abortion and because of this and because of that. They have no understanding of the finished work of the cross. They have no concept of the new covenant. And they are not speaking for God. They are not speaking for God. And America's best days are yet to come. And we are, as the body of Christ, we have been entrusted with an authority that can move and shake nations, an entire nation. Our authority, when we use it, can shake nations and shake the very foundation of our government. And that's exactly what is happening. So when you see, I want you to notice the frequency with which people are being exposed. Hidden things of darkness are coming into the light, that we didn't know certain things, and all of a sudden we know that Mr. So-and-so has not been very good, and Miss So-and-so has been very naughty, and this corrupt thing was happening, and that corrupt thing was happening. With increased frequency, there are deep things of darkness, hidden things of darkness being brought into the light. And the Lord spoke to me pretty early in this year that we are in a season where that is going to be happening, a season of hidden things coming into the light. And as I see the liberal left, who are in a frenzy, they are in an absolute frenzy to try to stop President Trump and try to hinder the plan of God to bring this nation back to where God intends it to be. They are continually overplaying their hand, and there are things that we're hearing from them that are absolutely over the top. They are over the top ridiculous, over the top evil, over the top corruption. Just yesterday, I was watching the very beginning of this hearing, this congressional hearing, with Cohen as the star witness, and the Democrats, who are they have the majority now. So the chairman of that board is of that committee. He's a Democrat, and one of the Republicans made an objection, and he made a motion to postpone this hearing because they were violating the rules. There was a rule. He stated the rule, the number of the rule in the rule book, and they completely railroaded him. And in their frenzy, in their in their frenzied state to try to overrule and overpower and bully the Republicans into silence during this hearing, somebody could be heard, a representative on this committee could be heard on the microphone but off camera. It sounded to me like it was Ocasio-Cortez, the new darling of the House. I say that tongue-in-cheek. She said, like, without even thinking, she's like, I move to waive the rules. And I was like, oh my goodness, she actually said that out loud. And this is just another example of things that are in the abundance of their heart coming out of their mouths, and they are being forced by the Spirit of God to be exposed, to show some of the evil for what it really is. And what it's doing is it's drawing a harder line in the sand, and it's going to force certain people who have tried to consider themselves moderate and ride the fence between conservative and liberal. It's going to force them to have to make a decision. It's going to be a more obvious choice between good and evil, rather than good and not as obviously evil. It's like the evil is becoming more evil, more obviously evil. It's not that it wasn't always, it's that a lot of their agenda was cloaked with in ways that made it look a little less evil. Except for really discerning eyes. Some of their agenda was hidden a little bit, but it's like being exposed now. And so I'm actually, you may say I'm crazy, but I'm actually encouraged. The more these things come out into the open, and the more over the top the 2020 presidential candidates get with their announced platforms and their agenda and what their campaign is going to be running on, and the more over the top it gets, the more excited I get, because I can see God at work. Things are being exposed, and we need it. You can't confront something that's hidden. You can't confront it if it's hidden. It has to be exposed. So try to not be discouraged with these things. See through the eyes of the Spirit and trust the Lord. And don't let the negative prognosticators within the body of Christ convince you that we are on a fast downward spiral as a nation, and our glory days are in the past and things are only going to get worse from here. It's not true. And I understand that it's me against them, and you've got to choose who you're going to believe. You're going to believe me, or you're going to believe them. They're saying they're speaking for God, and I say I'm speaking for God. Who are you going to believe? That's between you and God. I'm only responsible to tell you what I sense in my spirit, and I am telling you that our best days are yet to come. Yes, we're in the middle of a war, but our best days are yet to come. We win. We win. I sense it in my spirit. I've seen it in the spirit. We win. And America is going to continue to be, yet all the more bright, a city on a hill. All right? So that's what I wanted to put out into the airwaves, and to serve double duty. One, to encourage you who listen with your ears, and two, to allow those spirit words and those life words to go into the spirit realm and wage war against the negative words that have been spoken. All right, I gotta go to the store. I gotta go get something for dinner so I can feed my husband when he gets home. I love you guys. Please share this. Share this, share it like crazy so more people can hear it and be exposed to this truth and this opportunity for encouragement. And start using your authority, for crying out loud. All right. Love you. Bye-bye.